Welcome to the WAGC Golf Channel. Hello golfers from all over and welcome. Today I'm honored and pleased to have the American president online. Oh, say can you tee? WAGC president and team captain Jim Smith. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing great, Kerry. How are you today?
I am fine. Where are you at the moment?
I'm just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, in the northeast section of the United States.
Is it cold?
You know, actually, we were 70 degrees yesterday. We had 4 inches of snow a week ago, and we played golf yesterday. You know, we would go snow, we go golf. You know, it's how we go.
Super. Well, we have to talk a little bit about WAGC. Tell me, Jim, your first personal contact with WAGC, when was that?
My first contact was 2014, maybe. Former U.S. President, WAGC President Anders Bankston ran some qualifiers with an association that I belong to. So that was my first venture into the WAGC, and I fell in love with it. From a playing standpoint, it was probably around 2014. I was a member of a 2016 team that went to South Africa, and that was really the life-changing moment. I was able to go and see how WAGC was received in other parts of the country, and came back saying, you know, why don't we have that here? And it was my mission with Anders and a couple others that said, you know, let's try and get WAGC widely known in the U.S. I got to meet a lot of great people.
You've been traveling around a little bit to see all this.
I have. We were in South Africa, Malaysia, the last 2 seasons, or the last 2 World Finals. And we're looking forward to Cancun. So it's been a great experience. Like I said, life-changing. You get to meet a lot of great people. We were in Malaysia last year, and a guy that I played with in South Africa, I'm getting ready to go on a bus, and he walks up to me and goes, Jim, let's take another selfie. And he pulls out his phone, and he's got the selfie of he and I from South Africa 3 years earlier.
Yeah. How has the current pandemic affected your golf in the States?
You know, it's been up and down. As a lot of people know, that the U.S. doesn't do things as a whole. So it's been relied on for each state to really set the guidelines for how they want to operate things within their borders. So we've held some events. My partners, Mark Thomas and Tim Greathouse and myself said, you know what, we want to make sure that everybody's safe. First and foremost, safety to our friends and family is what is most important, aside from business. So we held some smaller events just to keep the WAGC name out there. So it's been a challenge. You know, like I said, we've been up and down. We're in the second wave of the pandemic. So we're hopeful that we don't get hit too much with the current flu season that's coming up upon us. And we'll see how it all shakes out. But, you know, again, first and foremost, safety to our friends, our family, and our golfers is where we're focusing on.
Yeah. With all of the competitive amateur golfers being played in the States, what makes the World Amateur Golfers Championship different?
Well, you know what, depending on who you talk to, the easiest thing to say is where we go at the end of the season, to that World Finals. But, you know, and as I've talked to you guys in the past, you know, the U.S. is set up differently than other countries. We've got a lot of golfers. You know, we have so much variety out there. We've got small mini amateur tours around the U.S. that we're all competing for the same golfers. And depending on what part of the states you're in, the weather changes, the seasons are different. To the Northeast where I'm at, we've got technically a 6-month season. So we're fighting for the same competitive golfers year in, year out. So we're trying to do some things differently this year. So the pandemic has slowed that a little, but it's given us the opportunity to focus on that clear direction. But ultimately, it's that the ability to, at the end of the season, get on a plane, go to the World Finals, and be on the tee wearing the U.S. colors. I mean, that's no other. So if anybody out there that hasn't had that opportunity to represent your country in an amateur format, this is it. This is definitely it. We truly do golf the world.
Yeah, that's wonderful. 16th to 23rd of October 2021 is the World Final. Now you are running the coming months and into 2021. You are working hard.
We are. Like I said, we've in the past, the U.S. has run in smaller mini tours, local tours around the country. So as I said earlier, trying to compete with those other tours that are out there, we want to provide something different so that we're not taking away from these other small tours. We want to give them a supplement to their competitive juices. So we're going to go to more regional events and focus on regional, national events leading up to our World Final. So it's a busy season. The schedule is being finalized for that year. Again, it's all contingent upon what happens in the next really 4 or 5 months with the changing over of the government, but also of how this pandemic really goes out and affects us. We've got the plans in place where we've also got the contingency to change as needed. So that's what we've learned most throughout this thing, is the ability to adapt to what's coming in front of us.
It's been 12 years since the World Final was in the USA. And with this final now in Mexico, it's almost around the corner.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Are you happy about this? Or is it easier to tease your golfers to travel to more exotic places like Borneo, for example, last year? What do you think?
You know what? If you look at it, the 3 years that I've gone, I've been on planes for 24 to 26 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm ecstatic that I have to be on a plane for 3 hours. So with it being close, it's been great for us. Especially with my feeling is that people are going to still be hesitant to fly. So getting on a flight for 3 hours a year from now is going to be a lot easier to accept and welcome to than getting on for 25 hours. But with it being so close, we have had so much. When we announced last year, before we had to curb some things because of the pandemic, when we announced last year that we were going to be in Cancun this year, I had probably 15 calls of people saying, I'm going. So we will have the largest contingent of U.S. team members in Cancun in October of 21. So we're excited. We've got, we'll probably have half of that from the state of Texas. You can almost drive there.
Fantastic. How does your American WAGC Dream Team 2021 look like? Do you have any ideas? Dream Team with invitationals, with
yeah, you know what? We've had the ability over the years to have some great sponsors, and everything that we do, we can't do without their help. Gustbuster, the best umbrella out there. I think I've traded my umbrella away the last 3 times that I've been there. I think I gave someone there one.
I think you did.
but with Gustbuster and last year's finals, we created a relationship with Camp Fortis Golf. They provided the uniforms for the Philippines, and we've developed a great relationship with them. So they are our official apparel sponsor. So we'll be having Camp Fortis team uniforms. Our golf bags, our personalized golf staff bags. I've traded one of those in the past. We've got a great sponsor down in the state of Texas, Duke Construction, that's doing a great job with our guys down there. So it's people like that and our media partners, Zeus and the media group. And there's so many out there that have helped us. But yeah, we've got some surprises. As far as the team goes, with the play that I've seen so far this year, you're going to be calling our names on the stage quite a few times.
Wonderful. You are so positive. And now I mean in a personal way. The personality is positive, nothing else. Now, I have 3 unexpected questions you haven't heard before, maybe. I love American cowboy movies. What do you know about horses?
They're big, they're fast. I rode my first one on the beach in Johor.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry, in Sabah. So they're big. I mean, I'm not a Clydesdale,
Not a real cowboy.
Well, exactly. Other than that, I've seen them. I've ridden one once, and that's about it. John Wayne, he's a good cowboy.
Wonderful. How many golf bags do you have in your garage? And how many clubs do you have?
I plead the fifth. I have too many. I've got probably 12 sets of irons, a dozen putters, 12 golf bags. I've got enough to house the team out of my house.
So when I visit you, I don't have to bring my own clubs?
Absolutely not. It depends on the shoes. I wear size 10. So if you can fit into a 10 shoe, you don't have to bring anything.
Is there any club you haven't used on the course?
That I haven't used? A chipper.
Mm-hmm.
The little two-way chippers from years ago. I've never used that one. I like to play courses that require me to play every club in the bag. So, target golf and things like that. I practiced shots out of the trees more often than I'd like. So I've got that low stinger down. But no, I like to use as many clubs as possible and manufacture shots and really challenge myself to play better golf.
Wonderful. Last question. Have you ever kissed a girl on the golf course? I mean, really kissed?
Absolutely.
I don't ask you how many. But there is one saying in WAGC, sport promotes friendship and business. The more, the better.
Absolutely.
And finally, is there anything else you want to tell us, to tell WAGC and the golfers around the world?
You know what? I do. I want to thank you and Nils and the World Golfers Management. I want to thank Shoban Isaac from Delta World, who without you guys, we wouldn't be here. You guys have done an amazing job keeping us abreast with what's going on from a global standpoint. So we truly thank that. The U.S. misses you guys. And for the people watching this in the U.S., give us a shot. You may be sitting on the first tee with a USA staff bag in Cancun or the Philippines, or who knows, maybe down the road somewhere on the west coast of the U.S. You never know, but give us a shot. You won't regret it. If you truly are a competitive golfer, we are the one for you, and we truly do golf the world.
Wonderful. And the team captains are as important, really. Without you, we can't handle this huge tournament. Thank you, Jim Smith. Now the whole golf world knows you. It was a pleasure to have you here.
As always, my friend.
Fantastic team captain, a good front man for golf, a good friend, and my personal umbrella sponsor.
There you go. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you to you and Petra, and be safe.
Yeah, we are looking forward to see the American smashing, good-looking team in Cancun with smart golf bags, clothes, and equipment. And Jim, I have a suggestion. What you can print on your personal golf balls. I'm lost. Help me find Jim Smith.
It's funny you mentioned that. I found one the other day that said, I'm lost. Hope you play better than my former owner.
Thank you, Jim. You're fantastic. Good luck to you and your tournaments and to your team and to all golfers out there. See you soon and keep swinging.